Hello, welcome to Homeopathic Services. My name is Pierre Fontaine. I've been a professional homeopath for about 25 years. I speak a lot about autism. I have a lot of cases of autism. I've written a book, One Heart, One Mind, on the subject. That is my second book. Today, I want to speak about supplements, vitamin, chelation, and all of the biomed, if you will. Because very often I'm asked, do you believe in it? Or even a lot of people think I'm against it. Now, as a matter of policy, I'm not against anything, and I don't ask people not to do something for one simple reason. It should be a no regret policy. That is, everything you think you should do. However, we should also know what it is that we are doing. If we do chelation, if we give supplements, what happens? What do we think happens, and what actually happens? So, about a week and a half ago, I asked a question. When we lose weight, where does it go? The reason why I asked the question was, one, to begin introducing a way of losing weight that is radically different from anything out there. But it was also a way to begin a conversation regarding what is food. Okay? And what is food, and therefore what we are to a large extent. Because I had two things in mind. The obvious is food is what we eat, but understanding food is something else. And once we understand food, it leads to a different understanding of our body. Food is essential. When we lose weight, the way we lose weight is we're just breathing out. Okay? It's CO2, 85%, 15% water. 15% water, 85% CO2. All right? If you're seeing a nutritionist and they don't know that, you should run away. Be that as it may, it's 85% CO2, gas. The weight you have is gas. It's processed as such. Why is it so? Because most food is photosynthesized. That is, a plant takes CO2 and it takes water, okay? With chlorophyll and sunlight, that turns into sugar. The CO2 and the water turn into sugar. When we eat it, we take it as sugar and then it is stored as fat. When we lose it, it is reprocessed CO2 and water. 15% water, not 85% water. It's 15 and 85 CO2. Okay? That is important to understand because we think we are matter. We think the food is mostly matter, but it's gas, you see? And so we should begin to understand ourselves more like gas. Really sprinkled, if you will, with amino acid, sprinkle with vitamin C, sprinkle a little bit with elements, minerals. You see? It is a completely different way of looking at things, and it is accurate. Okay? So we are energy. The food we eat is mainly sun energy, therefore, you see? And that is what we are in turn. We are a matrix. A green pea is a matrix of sun energy. It has its own matrix of sun energy. So there's a banana, a grain of rice, or anything else out there, a tree and so on. We are therefore the same. We are a matrix of energy. And when we are in health, our matrix, if you will, is level. When we are in illness, our matrix is shifted, okay? And so homeopathy really stands at that hinge, the hinge of spirit and matter. That is really important. That's why I think it should be first in any therapy. You see, everything else comes after. We need to fix the hinge, the hinge, the hinge. It is like trying to, by giving supplements, by doing chelation, you're trying to pry that door open. You're trying, putting force on it. But once you have an accurate remedy, then everything else that you do, that is therapy, ABA, supplements, chelation, all of it becomes so much more efficient that you have to do less. Okay, you don't need mega doses because now you understand really that we are only sprinkled by all this. We are mainly something else, and so is our food. And so, starting with the original question, am I for or against? I am neither for or against. But I think a, a, a food, a natural food, an unprocessed food, just a cooked green pea, is much better in its own matrix because it has everything of it. It is sprinkled as well, if you will, in the right proportions. It has a matrix, it has the sun energy, and I think it is far better for the body to use that than a dead supplement. That's the way I look at things. I think first and foremost is getting oil in that hinge instead of trying to force the door open, which generally, when it comes to autism of pandas, when that is done, there's generally a return, a backdraft, if you will, in the teenage years. This really synthesizes my thinking on the matter. We should also understand, I've done quite a bit of videos on this. Scroll down, there's almost 50 videos now. So we have this understanding of ourselves being matrix of energy, sprinkled with literally with vitamins and minerals and amino acids. That's essentially the way we are. But what inhabit us as well are bacteria, is bacterial matter, a huge amount, 10 times as much cellular activity. For that matter, some people say now 99% of all metabolic processes in the body goes through bacteria. So we are a matrix of energy. Each one of us has his or her own, and all this matter lives within us in synergy, makes us who we are, and all this matter is part of our disposition. It is part of who we are physically, emotionally. It is all an integrated whole. And that uses food as well. And it needs energy. So always, by using proper food, as much as we can go a lot further. The key is to unhinge that hinge, to oil that hinge, and that comes with a good homeopathic remedy. It cannot happen any other way. So, the short of the matter is, I am neither for or against chelation, supplements and whatnot, biomed in general. I am neither for nor against. I think it is important to understand what we try to do and what we are in order to have a larger and more accurate picture of what it is that we are trying to do. Thank you so very much for listening. See you soon.